Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I'm Dr. Gail, and this is Danny. Thanks for joining us today. And we have a lot to talk about this morning. For you,
We
this morning is the afternoon for me.
morning for me.
First thing, Danny goes, "What time are we going live? 9 o'clock or 9:05?" And I'm going 12 East Coast. Half our day's gone. All right.
Half the day is gone.
All right. All right, let's see who's here. I've got Debbie Three Shifting Bells. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Annie Bear. Hey, Barbara Hartlove. Oh, that's a great name, Barbara Hartlove. Thanks for being here. And let's see who else is here. Hey, Teresa. Thanks. So Teresa's going to be on next Wednesday, everybody. She's going to
Oh,
be sharing her galactic adventures. And let's see. Hey, Judy. Thanks for being here. Hey, Heat Herg. Heat Herg. I hope I said that right. Thanks for joining us today. Who else? I've got Suzanne. Thanks for being here. And who else? We got Holly's here. Northern Lights is here. Everybody's coming in. Hey, White Dragon. Thanks for being here. Hey, Red's Nest and Linda and Sarah. Thanks for being here. Everybody coming in. Please like and subscribe to both channels. It's Danny Shea Tarot, and mine is Dr. Gail Skywalking with Moon. Please subscribe to both our channels if you wouldn't mind, and it's free.
what? It is?
Free.
Oh, in that case, I'm going to subscribe to your channel. I thought.
You thought it had to face them. And it looks like we got Karen in here and Gina. Thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for being here today. And Holly. All right. Well, and Miss, oh my gosh. Okay. I wanted to say Miss something is here. Thanks for
Miss
being here.
Miss Nunziata.
Is that what it is?
Miss
Okay.
Nunziata.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Hey, son of what? Thanks for being
What?
here.
That's such a great name.
I know it is. Hey, Gina M. Hey, Mila. Let's see. All right. Well, today we're going to talk about an experience I had. And Daddy and I have already talked about it. So we were going to read on it today and try to figure it out. But
Should I say buckle up?
yeah, exactly what it would be appropriate.
Buckle up.
Buckle up. All right. So this was probably about 5 years ago where I thought we were in an airplane, but of course it had to be in a spaceship. And everybody, it was packed. The airplane was packed. And it was all light workers. And everybody was asleep or in a kind of a state where they're how I describe it is before we take people into surgery, we get them the medication Versed, and Versed makes you sleepy, but you can respond to commands, and you don't remember anything. It gives you amnesia. So that's how everybody looked at me, or looked on this plane, except for me. I was wide awake. I could see everything, and I'm looking around, and I could tell it was everybody who worked on YouTube. I saw Linda G. I saw Mary Ann from Australia. I saw all these people, and as I was telling Danny, I said it was obviously during the days I was watching politics because those were the people I saw, and it was probably at the very beginning of my journey. When we landed, they rushed us all into these metal buildings. I'm calling them hangars, and there are thousands of us. There are thousands of us light workers that were in there. They were all just following commands. They all went and sat down at these picnic tables. They were all getting snacks to eat. And I'm awake, and I'm thinking we've been kidnapped, and I'm started throwing a fit, wanting to know what was happening. Where were my pets, family? I also want to know while we were here and what was happening to everybody. And I was making a scene. And because I
Oh,
was
but question. Was there a group of people that were in charge of this movement?
yes, and they were human.
They were
It
human. Okay.
was human. They were humans monitoring us. And I
Okay.
remember Nancy Jean. I didn't know her very well at that time, but she was sitting across from me, And I tried talking to her, but I was not getting any response from anybody because they're just all blank. Yeah. And so I was throwing a fit because I thought we'd been kidnapped. Anyway, so they took me into another room where all the pets were. And then they put my cat in my hands. And so then I realized we had not been kidnapped. Okay. So this dream was 5 years ago and it has stayed with me and it has really bothered me, that dream. But of course, I've just put it off until a few weeks ago when I was talking to Terry and it came up and I saw it again. But what I saw this time, the reason why we were taken off or why we were all in these spaceships taken off was that a meteor hit Earth all the way through. Earth collapsed. And then we were all put back on, we were off for 48 hours and then we were all put back on Earth in our exact same place at the exact same time. And we didn't know when anything had happened. So I asked about this, how many times has this occurred with us? And they said it has occurred 9 times with humans on Earth, but it's occurred 27 times in total. So Danny and I are going to read on a lot of this, and I have some questions that I'm wanting to read on that. And I know Danny has some questions too. So Danny, you want to start with your questions?
Well, yeah, I want to know what I grabbed. I wanted to write some stuff down. Why did this dream stay with you for 5 years? It didn't seem like it was that traumatic. You know, you had a bunch of people on an airplane. Well, maybe it was traumatic because you didn't mention that I was on the airplane.
Well, it was traumatic to me. It was
Okay.
very traumatic because remember I was having a fit thinking we were kidnapped. I was
Okay.
I was showing off and they had to take me into another room and put my cat in my arms to calm me down. So it was very traumatic to me.
Okay. Okay. But then it all got resolved towards the end. But you still,
Oh no, you froze.
what?
And Daddy was, oh,
Am I back?
yeah, I went out too. We both went out.
Hmm.
When that happens, they're asking me to tread lightly on what I'm disclosing.
Okay.
So
So this will be a short video. We're not gonna...
here we go. Danny's freezing.
Again? Oh, now you're freezing.
Okay. Whatever question you were getting ready to ask, we're not asking that question
Well,
because we froze up twice.
I was still going with why was it so
Traumatic.
impactful for you that you would remember something like, am I freezing again? We are.
Okay, we're good. That's the third time. So we're skipping over that part. We're going to something different because
Wow.
that happens to me every time I'm not supposed to discuss whatever it is. So we're going to skip whatever you're
Interest. Wow. So that's crazy. Well, okay. This is all crazy to me, but
skip it. Let's move on.
we're gonna skip it.
Move on. Yeah.
Or freeze it. We're gonna freeze it out of the video.
Yeah.
So this when you mentioned this to me before, and I hope I don't freeze, but it reminded me of certain prophecies that have been going on that are coming to light now. And what we read on with Three Eye Atlas, how it's bringing in some new information, and that's been read on to death. It's like,
gosh, yes.
So it's not something that I necessarily want to read on again because I think I've read on it 3 times and I still get the same answers.
Right. And I do too. The only thing I said to you yesterday, was it yesterday I talked to you? Was it yesterday? Or
I think, yeah.
Whatever day it was. The only thing I was interested in is why is it visible? That's the only thing I want to know is why is it visible?
Right. Right. And when I read on it, the first thing I said, what is this thing? And the very first reading I got on it was it's delivering a message from source energy. I got, using my contact cards, with just 5 cards, 3 of them were source energy cards delivering a message. So with this nine, so you said 27 times the planet has been destroyed
Mm-hmm.
and then re-put back together again.
Cloned is the word they use.
Owned. Oh,
Cloned. They have
and
the ability to clone Earth.
right. And nine times with humans on it,
Right.
which correlates to, I don't know if nine's a special number,
Yeah.
but it does well in numerology. It's like one more, you get 10.
Yeah.
That's really the ending and the new beginning.
Right.
So we're at the end of this cycle in the numerology of it. But there's nine comes up a lot in these types of prophecies that things happened nine times. So
Right.
here you get a dream that says the same thing. And is it,
Well, first off, I mean, I know you're going with a good question, but I want to know, did this happen recently? Did this happen just a few weeks ago? Did we get pulled off the planet a few weeks ago? And Nancy Jean, she's in the chat. She said she was going to get her garden and try to find out a timeline on that when she was near her garden.
yeah,
But that's my big question, because I feel like it happened a few weeks ago, because everybody who was in the chat after that, and I wasn't saying anything because I was still trying to absorb what had
right.
happened. Everybody was talking about how they were feeling and didn't feel right, and I'm just going, well, no wonder you were drugged, and you should be. You're drugged for 48 hours and then put back on the planet in your exact spot. Everybody should feel out of sorts because of that. So, but I wasn't really ready to talk about it at that time. I really had to spend some time.
Yeah, and we blame it on something else,
Yeah,
because it couldn't be that, we've been drugged and our planet we were pulled off planet and our planet was destroyed and then recloned again. It couldn't have been that. But when you look at, because I do a lot of current events, that's exactly what we're going through in the 3D, where things are being pulled apart, and it feels like we're being pulled off planet so that the planet can regenerate itself. So I feel like there's a lot of correlation in that. I also think that, what about during COVID? Was that another time, or was this?
well, that's what I'll read on. Is I have a feeling COVID was a time, because so many people decided not to come back on this planet, I think, during that time. So
Yeah.
those are the things I was wanting to read on and get more details. But I have another little thing to question.
Is it going to glitch us?
I don't think this is going to glitch us. I think you were trying to get to how I was feeling was glitching us. I guess they were wanting us to move on or whatever.
I guess, because it wasn't a tough question.
No, no,
Those guys are so wimpy.
they are persnickety.
I
And
hope I don't get struck down by lightning.
well, they'll shut it down. I mean, as I said, I have learned in the past they'll shut me down if the information I'm getting ready to share, they don't want me to share it.
Yeah, right.
I'm gone. And then just like what was just happening those 3 times in a row.
Yeah, 3 times. Right.
What they'll do to me. Okay, here is another big question. Because we're increasing our frequency, is that the reason for global warming? Ooh, big.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty big.
Wow.
I get the feeling it is.
So, there's yeah, there's also something that goes along with, as we raise our frequency, there's also a cooling effect, is what I get too. So, yeah, as we raise our frequency, there is
Patricia's saying she's getting yes. She's checking.
Okay.
She's been checking with Metatron. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know why that came to me this morning. Why that was like a flash of that's what's happening. The frequency's increasing as while we're having global warming.
So is the temperature on Earth rising so that the our frequency rises to actually allow it to cool down later in the future? I don't know. I get it. And I'm not going to belabor this, but
Well,
I do get like a cooling energy as we get higher and higher in vibration.
White dragons say yes, and it's not just on Earth; it's in the entire solar system that is happening. So I think, okay,
Well, and let's read on it because
yeah,
it's
that's something. Let's read on that because that's something that we need to probably know. I'm not sure what we're going to do with that information, but it's interesting information.
well, if the global warming happens is so much, and our planet is being cloned, are they going to clone it with global warming? Are they going to, and who is they? But is it going to be cloned?
Well, I'm seeing as soon as we reach the next dimension, it cools off.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm seeing.
Okay.
All right, so
So what's the question that
okay, the question is, let's first say, well, which we already probably know, but let's just check just to make sure, is increasing our vibration or our frequency causing global warming?
Okay. I'm
And
not sure how
I'm getting a humongous yes.
increasing our vibration, increasing global warming.
Nancy's saying that late winter. Nancy, I was feeling like we had this already had happened. So, but you're saying it's late winter that is it's getting ready to happen. So, are we warning people that this is getting ready to happen, Nancy Jean? I thought it already happened. I thought it happened a few weeks ago.
Okay. Is increasing our vibration, raising global warming. It's increasing our vibration. And I get a yes too.
Yeah.
I'm still pushing back on it though mentally.
Well, I think there was a lot more to it than that. Like you're
I
saying,
do too. Yeah.
there's some cooling off parts, but what they were showing me is that as soon as we reach a certain level, it cools off. Like we
Yeah.
go through plateaus.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely.
And
Yes.
the plateaus could be even through 3D because there's so many different levels in 3D that when we hit another one, we plateau. When we hit another one, we plateau. So I think that you're right about that. That we cool off a lot. So
And to me, the way that I look at this for our current time stream is that the more that we realize how we are damaging and by global warming using all the fossil fuels and all the dirty technology that is there, that's going to wake us up quicker because we're not going to have the planet that we thought
but,
we did.
but if they're cloning the planet, what difference does that part make?
Well, you're right there.
I mean, because that was our first thing. I'm going, why are we so worried about the planet if they're just cloning it? Destroys and then it's cloned and then Anyway, Nancy's
Well,
saying,
I think it has to do something with our awareness in our evolution.
I think that's more it is our awareness. I think that's more it is
Yeah.
our awareness, and I think our awareness increases our vibration.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, just Nancy saying it started in the summer. Stone and fall final setting of energy late winter. I'm talking about actually when we were taken off the planets. When I'm talking about Nancy Jean, when were we taken off planet? And this last time, when were we taken off planet? And when was the Earth hit by a meteor? It was over a 48-hour period. I do know that part of it. So it didn't stretch out like what you're talking about.
And so, what happens to the fragments of Earth? Do they become asteroids and do they become three-eyed atlas? Do they become comets? Do they become asteroids? And
Okay,
then,
we can
and
read
then
on that.
is it,
Or do they wipe it out?
do they wipe it out and then put it all back together again? So it's like this.
Well, no, they showed me cloning it, so it can't be putting it back together. If they're cloning
So
it.
but they take a piece and
I don't know.
what's Earth going to be named? Dolly?
Oh, okay. What's the question? What are we reading on? What is your question?
So, well, it's certainly not the one I was going to ask originally. So, what when they clone Earth? What happens when it gets hit?
Right, because as I said, I saw it hit and went all the way through a meteor, went all the way through, and Earth just collapsed. Is how I
Just
saw it. Yeah, it
so
just.
if it just collapsed like into
Stacy said, "Now that's a rabbit hole. We are going down a rabbit hole,
oh,
Stacy."
we're going down. Yeah. So if it collapsed like a collapsing star, what do they call those? A dwarf, black hole, dark, a collapsing star,
Ooh,
collapsing planet.
yeah. Okay. Well, let's pick up something. First off, is there any fragments left from Earth when before it's cloned? Let's just see if there are, or or if to see. This yes or no. Are there fragments left when the Earth is?
Okay.
Oh, I'm getting a no. So they must do something with the fragments.
Are there any fragments left on Earth? Yeah, I'm getting a no too.
So they obviously get rid of the fragments.
Why did I just see a blender in my head and they take all these fragments, put it in a blender?
It could very well be. And well, let's see if your vision's correct. Do they put it in some kind of blender type thing? And that's a yes. Your vision is correct.
It,
And, and they and
I
they
got a yes too.
and they clone it from there. That's how they cloned it. They take it a big blender.
And then
So
so what do they do? So
all right.
so here we are making here we are,
Well, first off, let me catch people up who are just coming in.
okay.
Okay, everybody, we're reading on. We have now discovered that we have been pulled off Earth, and this happened 9 times for humans, 27 times on Earth. That we have been pulled off. They have cloned Earth and put it back within 48 hours. They have drugged all of us, take us up on a spaceship, and then take us. It has to be to another planet that they took us to, and then they clone Earth. As Danny has found out, that they take the leftovers of Earth, put it in this type of blender thing, and then clone it from there, and then we have a new Earth. And this has happened 27 times of Earth's history, 9 times on human history. And it's recently happened. I feel like it's recently happened. I think Nancy's gene's thinking it's going to happen, but I feel like it's already happened. Let's see about that. Let's ask that. Yes,
Yeah.
has it already happened?
And Patricia, just real quick, Patricia Hernandez said that it's, she was seeing this vortex, which is like a blender.
Right.
So as it goes in, it's just cosmic blender.
It goes like a vortex sucks me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So has this already happened? Yes.
Okay.
I'm getting yes. And I'm getting it that it happened recently. I think my feeling is right. I'm thinking this was within this month, because I'm telling you, when it happened and I saw it for the second time. Now, this is a dream I had 5 years ago, which came back up to me here in the past few weeks. Everybody was having a difficult time during that, and I couldn't say anything. And I'm sitting there going, oh, yeah, I know where you are. Y'all were drugged for 48 hours and then put back on the planet after it's cloned. Y'all should be feeling off. So Patricia, She says she's getting chilled up. Yes. So this just happened a few weeks ago, I feel. So Danny, go ahead and read on that just to confirm that.
Yeah, I got a yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was during this time. And I have a feeling we were all taken out and upgraded during this time. So let's see about,
Mm,
I think we were all upgraded to come back to a new level of earth is what it was.
we all upgraded.
Yep. Yep. That's exactly what happened. We went up, our vibration, our planet went up, and we were upgraded and put back in place.
And I got a yes too.
Yeah.
So what? So
So that's
this is always the challenge for me: is what is the upgrade and what does it mean?
well, I think we went to a different dimension. I think we just went through that threshold to a different dimension.
So that we are able to be
Tol-
aware of new
Tolerate.
things coming at us.
I think it was so we can tolerate the Earth being at a
Mm,
different vibration level. That we all had to be upgraded to tolerate it.
okay.
Yes, it does include animals, trees, grass, etc. It includes everything.
Huh.
Elaine's
So
asking.
that brings me back to your book when you're talking about when you first get on the spaceship that you needed an acclimation point.
Oh gosh, yeah, I had to go on a bland diet for 5 days before
Yeah.
I could go on it, and then I was nauseated for at least a week afterwards, where I had to stay.
Right.
Only thing I could eat for like a week, I think, was bread. That was the only thing I could tolerate, and that recently happened to me again here, just very recently, where they told me to go on a bland diet for 5 days. I haven't had that since the very beginning, and,
Right.
and I'm saying, really, bland diet? You want me to go back?
Again.
What's going to happen?
Again.
What's going to happen this time?
Well, how many people? Because my dietary intake has changed where things just don't taste right at all.
Well, you're not affected that way. You're affected with dizziness.
I do get that.
You get tonight,
But
yeah, you're affected differently than I am.
but my diet has certainly, I mean, all the foods that I'm eating, I'm like, it's something, there's something different with what I'm eating, and I'm having to pull away from certain foods that they just don't feel good anymore. I just don't feel good
Right.
after eating certain foods, which I have a iron stomach, so to speak. I can eat anything and feel okay, but I'm getting a little more sensitive now.
And of course, the doctor will say, "Oh, it's because you're getting older, Danny."
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah.
But I do think, having me go on bland diets like that, and then only being able to eat bread afterwards, has a lot to say about our food intake.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. So I have other questions.
Okay.
Well, let's go to your question, because I've been the only one that's been asking the questions.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, because
You got shut off when you were asking.
yeah, I know.
They shut you off.
The thing that is this, is this upgrade, and I know it's true, so I don't need to ask the question, but is this upgrade in alignment with all these other prophecies that are showing up in our awareness today?
Well, there's a good question.
And I'm saying, I'm seeing a yes.
I'm going yes. Okay, so the question is, what's the question?
Is this upgrade in alignment with all the other
Yes.
prophecies, not the doom and gloom ones, even
No.
though this kind of sounds like doom and gloom?
This isn't doom and gloom. This has nothing to do with doom and
Right.
gloom.
I mean, you're just talking about the planet being bombarded with, but then it gets put back together again. So it's not doom and gloom. It's an upgrade.
And so it has to give some peace of mind to know that there's something out there that pulls us off the planet and takes care of us for 48 hours while they put our planet back together.
Yeah.
So there's some mental relief that we have people looking after us like that.
Yeah. I got a big yes.
Yeah. So,
And so I think that it is in alignment with all these other prophecies that are talking about respect for the planet, love,
Mhm.
uh, a universal consciousness of creator source energy, whatever that is, not, man's written word of what creator consciousness is. Um, yeah, and so that we're all able to tap into that more and more and more. And so I think it is. What was that? Well, somebody was agreeing with me.
There's a message that came through that shouldn't be coming through, but occasionally one sneaks through on my computer.
Okay, okay, all
But
right.
go ahead.
So that's it. I mean, I think that we're it's in alignment, and as some people would say, as prophesized, you have to look at the prophecy to
Well,
make sure that it's all in the higher level.
right. What I'm also seeing and what I have seen is the Native Americans and the Hopi, all these people. They're the ones that all of a sudden we're going to be rushing to, going, "What is happening?" They're going to be coming up and being acknowledged for who they are.
Yeah, and I think it just spread that out even further because it's all the indigenous medicine people and the Siberian shamans, the South American shamans. They all have an awareness of. I mean, they sleep out underneath the stars when
Yeah.
before, and all the these. This new science is so new, 250, 300 years or whatever when it really started kicking in. So the people that were able to sleep out in the underneath the stars and um, deal with and talk with plant medicines and plants and trees and rocks, knowing everything is together, everything is one, they are the people that we are going to be going back to. And
Right.
they
Yes,
help.
exactly. And here's Judy. She's a little confused. She says, "I was feeling quite confused about this, wondering why. If the world was cloned just a couple of weeks ago, why is the whole mess of geopolitical mess cloned back on? Because we've got to learn, Judy. They can't just take us out of that. We were put it back in our exact same spot. They just saved Earth. They just saved all humans. They didn't save us from our mess that we created." Daddy, you can comment on that.
I don't know. That's a great question.
It
That
is,
that is a really good question.
but we couldn't come back to an Earth where everything had been fixed. We would know that we had been taken off this planet. Everybody would know that something happened. I mean, if we came back and all of a sudden it was kumbaya and everybody's all happy, that would be a weird experience.
So,
We're supposed to know that.
what was the purpose of destroying the planet?
They didn't destroy. They didn't destroy the planet. A meteor destroyed the planet.
The meteor, okay, and then they took the fragments, put it in a blender, in a vortex,
Right.
recloned Earth. So where did this meteor come from? And
That I don't see. I don't think that's it. It's or just just a random meteor. And let's read on that. I think it was random. I think it was just something headed to Earth to destroy it, and they could see it coming, and so they prepared for it. But I think it was just a random. Yeah, it was just random. There's nothing to that.
okay, I'm going to pull some cards on. I'm using my little square. I don't know if you can see this, contact cards. These
Contact cards.
these are really good. Very simple drawings, but and I don't think they're in print anymore. Let's just see. Where did this comet?
Yeah, I have those cards.
Do you?
Mhm. I
Yeah,
do.
of course you do. Okay, this one flew out. Oh, well, you should know about this. Aliens hybrid.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so, Yeah, I'm getting that it was. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting that it was just
A random event.
a random event that just kind of hit
Yeah,
real quick.
that's what I got. I mean, it's not the first time that that's happened.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
one.
interesting. So this reading that I got, it kind of gave me a bigger picture of the
Oh,
thing
good.
that we are talking on here. So I definitely get that it was like this random alien just thing coming in. It was maybe a hybrid form of meteor. I don't know if that's, maybe.
You're getting it. I just got it that it was just a plain meteor that just came.
Okay, okay. But I got the Association of Worlds where they kind of put us back together. I
Yeah.
got the cargo ship that took us off planet, put us on there. I got the cloning aspect of binary stars. So they look at one and they look at the other and they said we're going to put it back together again. And then I got the sun,
Yeah.
which is,
Yeah.
bringing everything back to full. And what happened was the lightning strike. It just came in and bam. And so this was the second card in the pull. Not that it matters because,
Okay. Here's a big, big, big question.
okay.
All right. So I was on the spaceship or plane, whatever it was, that was only light workers. Where did everybody else go? My thoughts,
Mar-a-Lago.
my thoughts were they, I'm going to read on it. They were pulled up on the spaceship Athena and given options to upgrade or go to another planet or leave their bodies. That they would, the light workers did not have a choice. We were going to be put right back where we were, but everybody else had a choice whether they. Okay, and I'm not
So
sure, but I think they had options on if they wanted to stay. If they want to stay in 3D, they get to go into another planet. So I think they were given options when they went up.
okay, so what you're saying is light workers went up to the Athena,
No, light workers went to another planet,
went to another planet, and they're coming right back.
right?
They
And
had
so
no choice.
they didn't have any choice. Yeah.
And so just to, and I have something on the choice of that I'll talk about in a minute. The non-light workers, they went to the Athena to get an upgrade if they chose to.
Yeah, or on the Athena, and I'm not sure it was the Athena they went on, but the Athena, there's a certain room that you go into and you get to decide if you want to live on Earth in your same body or if you want to go to another place and go to another planet, another body, or whatever. So these people who live here comfortably in 3D, they're not comfortable ascending to a higher vibration. They want to fight. They want to be angry. They
Yeah.
enjoy doing that. And so for them to come back to Earth, my question is for them to come back to Earth, did they have to start thinking about moving away from that or um, or or or
Mm,
did they get those choices? That's what I kind of saw that they were given choices on what they wanted to do.
yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I want to read on. Where
Okay.
it was everybody else given a choice of whether to come back to Earth or go to a different planet? Were they given choices of what they wanted to do with their rest of their life or their next life?
Yeah. And okay. I'm just going to pull the pendulum.
Oh yeah, son of what? Thank you. He's saying I'm getting confirmation that this happened.
Are they going to? Are they given a choice to upgrade
I'm getting a big yes.
or go to another planet? I'm getting a yes too.
Yeah, see, when they're going to like the 3D planets, what their choice was. Either they're coming back to Earth, they've got to upgrade it, or they were going to had a choice to go to another 3D planet.
Yeah. So I want to go back to the light workers. The light work. the light workers having no choice, because
Right.
that was a really,
Well, the
because
thing
you
they don't,
said that to me.
yeah, the reason why they don't have a choice is because we're here for a reason. We signed up for this reason to
Yeah,
come here. This is our job. This is we signed up for. This is our job. It's like being pulled in and going, oh no, you can't go over to that other place to work. You've got to stay here. You signed up for
you
this
signed up. Yeah, but you know, how many times do you sign up for something and go, oh hell no, this isn't what I want? But
all the
what
time.
you all the time, right?
We all do.
And so some people leave. But this is something that I thought was really interesting in my own awareness. Because when I first started talking to you and having my awareness cracked open, like, you've been on a spaceship, and I go, what? And you're doing this and this and this, and you're explaining certain jobs to me, and you said, and you agreed to it, and I go, I don't remember agreeing to anything, and you go, well, you did, and so I thought about that after when I was by myself, and I went, well, if I had that opportunity, would I say no to it? And I went, I would say yes. I
You're
would not say no.
right.
So you have a chance to help somebody. Would you say, I'm not helping you? No, I wouldn't.
Right.
So I went, okay, dang it, Gail's right again.
Well, because I was conscious when they asked me to help. They asked me directly. It was a Mantis being in my car going, will you do this? And I said yes. Mary's conscious of when she said yes to them also for working with them, very conscious of it. Because she called me the next day going, I said yes to this. Is that okay? And I went, you could be fine.
and I and I'm unconscious
Yeah.
as I go through life most of my
Most people don't remember it.
yeah, right. So is there going to be a time with this upgrade where we are going to start remembering? And as I say that, I say these conversations that we're having
Right.
is opening the door.
Right. Well, this is exactly what's happening. We just upgraded and look what kind of conversation we're having. And for
You
me,
upgraded. I'm following along. I'm like, what?
yeah, for me, I feel like when that happened, when we were taking off planet, even though, and I knew what was going on, not knew what was going on, um, but when I came back here this time, I feel like somebody put glasses on me, like
Mhm.
everything is so clear now that I'm seeing,
Yeah,
and unbelievable the things that I'm seeing.
right. And there's a lot of light workers on YouTube that are having that same experience,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, I mean, it's really really exciting that people are starting to get new contacts. They're like going in for the eye surgery or whatever.
Exactly. Well, that's how I feel. I feel like I got some new contacts or glasses and seeing things clear. I've always been able to see things, but it's amazing how clear it is now.
Yeah,
How different things that I'm seeing now.
right, right. And and I think that there are so many different levels to how this affects each of us
Oh,
on
right.
how we are able to perceive the next step. And we shouldn't be, I'm all like, I want to see like Dr. Gail. No, Danny, you can't. You have to see like Danny.
Right,
And
because
so,
we all have our strengths, and we all are puzzle pieces together.
yeah.
It, all of us
Ooh,
are all this together. If we all did the same thing, then what good would that be?
yeah. I don't know. No, but the thing about puzzle pieces, that gave me chills, because that's when we talk about coming together as humanity, it's not all in, doing the same thing, because that's really boring,
Right.
but it's all putting your individual piece in to the big puzzle that
That's why meditation with a group, and each one has a strength that
yeah,
makes that meditation so much stronger.
right, right. Yeah. Woo, cool.
So, let's see, listen, I forgot saying, I agree, Dr. Gail, we're like a handmade quilt. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And some of us have little strands coming off of us in checking things out.
Yes. So, okay, let me see if I have another question here. All right. On this plane or spaceship, it was only women. So men and women were separated. And I don't know why that was.
I get to go into both sides.
No, it was only women that was on this one for me. And it was only women that were herded in here. So, but I had an awareness that the men were somewhere else, like
Hmm.
in another hangar. But I don't know why they separated us.
Men were on Mars, women were on Venus.
There you go.
There it is. So this upgrade, when you said that, I went, well, of course, because it's the divine feminine that's stepping into the role now. And so maybe they're getting a different piece to the puzzle. They're getting a different upgrade to the puzzle, where men are getting another upgrade for
What do
this. But
you want to read on that? What would be the
sure,
question?
sure. Well, why were the women
Or
separated?
have to get a better question than that. Were the okay? Were the men and women getting different information about that?
Okay,
We can
we're,
go from there.
we're well. Let's ask if the men and women
We're getting different
are
information.
actually separated. I got a yes.
Yeah, I can tell you that I was there. I could see everything.
Okay, well, let me ask this. Is Dr. Gail right?
It's starting to go crazy. Yes, and she's
um,
off the rocker. Yes.
yes. To the 3D folks, it depends on whose rocker you're looking at, right? Okay. So,
Patricia's saying we were getting different upgrades and information. I agree. I think that's true.
were we getting different upgrades in different information?
So were the men getting masculine information and the women getting feminine information?
Ooh, that's a good one. Were the men getting
Why, yes.
masculine upgrades?
I'm
Okay,
getting,
who's right? Me or Gail? Me. I gotta know.
you got to know.
I gotta know that the men were not getting. Wait, let me rephrase that.
See, my way I phrased it was, were men getting masculine information?
Okay.
That's how I started the question.
So
Just that.
sometimes I feel like the masculine energy went too overboard with control. And so are they getting an upgrade that is not like just winning at any cost?
Or maybe the men were getting, I think this Teresa's what she's trying to say. Men were getting a feminine upgrade.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
So let's ask that. Were men getting a feminine upgrade? Yes, that's what it was.
Feminine upgrade.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got that too.
that's what Linda's saying too. Were men getting a feminine upgrade? Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
And
what it was. So that's why we were separated.
right. And what were women getting? Were they
Well, yeah, that's a good question.
what were they um so to me it feels like they
I don't
I'm
think
gonna get in trouble because I'm a guy saying something
they,
about women.
go ahead.
What's that?
Go ahead. I'll get you in trouble.
Oh yeah, I know. It feels like to me that when I ask that question, that women are just stepping more into their power of
Who they are.
of who they are.
How about the women are getting more confidence in who they are?
Okay, I didn't say that. Gail did. Are
Or-
women getting
Yeah.
an upgrade on stepping into their confidence, stepping into their power?
Yes. I'm getting huge.
Yes, I got a huge yes. Yeah.
So
Is Danny going to be in trouble for
I'm
asking
gonna be in trouble
these
for that.
questions?
No, 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 no.
No. But it said, don't ask that question again. No.
No, you're not going to get in trouble for that because I think you're exactly right. I think men were getting some more, being a little more feminized, and women were, you could almost say they were getting a little more masculinized.
Right. Well, yeah. Yeah. I think that's true. Because the pendulum, no, it swung the wrong way. You know, it was such a male dominated cluster. I'll just leave it at that. And so it's as it swings back, is it going to swing back? Is
It's going to level out, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, because I'm not, because normally the pendulum swings one way, then it swings back too far the other way, and I didn't get that either.
I want people to see your T-shirt.
Oh,
Look at his T-shirt, everybody. Let's see. What does it say? I can't see.
it says, hang on. It says,
Tell me you can see the aliens too. He's walking down in LA wearing that T-shirt.
well, when I first got it, I was driving through LA, and so I had people looking at me very strangely, and I'm going, oh, maybe they can see the aliens too. And this was right after the political BS with ICE and all that crap. And I went, oh, this may not be the right T-shirt to wear in this 3D
Right.
time that we're in. So, but I thought it was a good T-shirt to wear here. And then the other thing that I have on my desk that I showed last time, but for the people new, is this one.
Buckle up. It
Buckle
makes
up.
it harder for the aliens to suck you out of your car.
So these things came from my hillbilly sister-in-law who doesn't believe in anything metaphysical. And she surprised me by saying, well, you know, Jesus was an alien. And I went, what? What? And so that took me down this hole. So now she's sending me books to read on aliens, and I'm sending her books. I've got to send her your book because that is. Did I tell you how pissed I was
Yeah, you told me.
reading your book?
Yeah, at the end.
So I'm thinking, I'm reading a chapter a night before I go to bed. And it's like, it puts me in the best space. It's so, literally, it's so good. And so,
Let me
I'm
show you
looking-
who haven't seen it. My book is How I Learned to Fly a Spaceship.
and it reads like a movie. I'm just loving this thing. And I look at my Kindle and I think I have like a quarter left to go. But it was really, oh, you read it. The last thing you read on your old Kindle was this page, but I kept reading on the other Kindle. And so I'm thinking I have like a whole quarter left. I'm like, yay. And then it says, the end.
The end
I
for
was, what's that?
the end for now.
For now. I
Yes. My
was
next,
so pissed. I'm like, no,
my next book will be out in a few weeks.
not not soon enough for me.
And
Anyway,
then
it was really good. It was really good. It's such a good, Terry Renner was talking about how she read it in one day, and I think she was sick too at the time, wasn't she? Yeah.
she was sick, so she went to bed with the book and read it. And I was in Mount Shasta at the time that she had the book.
Oh
and
yeah.
I hadn't even received a copy of mine. Everybody's I did not receive my copy until I got back from Mount Shasta, and everybody was texting me and emailing, going, and she was in bed going, "I'm on chapter such and such now. I'm on such and such." And I was looking for a question in there or something, but no, she was just giving me where she was in a book.
It's really fun. I mean, and there's, one of the things too, I want to get into your surgery room. Not that I want any surgery,
Yeah.
but the doctor's chair, I'm not going to say it's so good. I was going, can I sit in that? Can I sit in that? And then you have the chakras.
Yeah.
I want that. I want to get under those lights. Oh, I mean,
Well, this isn't in the book because I went rummaging through equipment and I found the chakra lights and I gotta have it. And I made them put it in my room for me and put it in there. So that's not in the book, but I did find it and had to have it.
yeah, yeah. It's good. It's good.
So, all right. So what do you want to read about now, Danny? My questions are done here.
You're
And
done?
we're
What?
about, we have 5 more minutes left. And
Okay, does anybody?
I look at who are starred questions.
Yes.
But I think we might have already answered a lot of them. Debbie's saying, is that the reason for being so exhausted and dreaming of being in a crowd? Probably.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
And here's Philly. How do you account for all the negativity that's been happening in our world if there was an upgrade? We still have to go through this. Everybody's always looking for somebody to help them, and we've got to figure it out ourselves. Everybody's wanting somebody on the outside to figure it out, and we need to figure it out ourselves.
Yeah.
But they put us right back to where we were with an upgrade. So that means we're moving along, trying to figure it out, and hopefully we can figure it out how to
Right. Right.
negativity. So how about you, Danny? You
So,
take
I mean, I think about this question a lot. It's a great question. And
yeah.
so, with this upgrade, it's like before, when I would deal with something that had huge contrast according to what I believed in, I would either lash out or I would fight with them. Now, with this upgrade, we're going to come to a realization of there's another way that we can do this to work with that puzzle piece, that this negative, and how we look at negative is probably an upgrade too, because is it really negative or is it giving us an opportunity to grow and heal? So I think it's another puzzle piece that we have to deal with, that we are going to be able to deal with easier. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, because I feel like the same way. Things that really bothered me 5 years ago, you're just going, okay, there's nothing to that. Don't get that upset. That's ridiculous to get that upset.
Right.
So you look at things differently, and maybe that's not a huge, whole world's cured by all that, and it's everybody's happy, but that is a big step, especially if each individual is doing that or changing.
Yeah, so it's just letting go of some of the judgment. And when you were talking about 5 years ago, I'm going back to 5 days ago. What if you would have come to me with this show topic
5 years
a month ago? Would I be going, what the hell are you talking about? And now,
you might have a month ago, but you wouldn't have a year ago.
yeah. And so, yes, I agree. But it's like we're opening up our awarenesses so that things are more acceptable to us. And so, what may be perceived as negative, with the Earth being hit by an asteroid and imploding and turning into a blender and then getting recloned again, some people may think that's negative. But what we discovered on this,
It was very positive.
yeah,
Somebody's taking care of us. We never did read on who was doing that.
I am.
You, you're responsible. I'm getting that it's several different ET species that were involved in it. I don't think it was one in particular.
Well, and for me, that goes to source energy.
Right.
So it's and I go, and the reason I use that term is to let go of the labels of what it is, because
Right.
I think ET energy is source energy. So yeah, and I don't see it as as one, but that's a whole nother show
Yeah.
about what source energy is. Is it singular? Is it collective? And how in this galaxy, in this, do we have one or do we have multiple? And how many associations of creators are there?
Yeah.
Now we have the topic for the next show.
Yeah.
Just a little topic.
Yeah, another big topic. All right, Danny, thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you, Gail.
And as always, it's been fun. Thanks everybody for being here. When's your next show, Danny? Or are you doing anything live? Or are you putting out a video? What are you doing?
I, I'll be doing something on Friday, but I got a message that I'm doing too much, and
Yeah.
so I need to drop it down a little bit. And even though I go, well, I just got back last week, I so either it'll be on my other channel where it's
So when they're telling you to rest like that, there's a reason. It's probably that you're getting information in and got to
yep.
feel for it.
And that's before we go. That's interesting because when we get too tied up into the 3D and the noise of the negativity perception, we can't hear what we're supposed to hear.
Right. Exactly. All right. We're
Hey,
going down deep again. All right,
yeah,
everybody.
yeah, yeah.
Being
Thank
here.
you, Gail. Thank you, everybody.
My next show's
Thank you,
tomorrow, and
moderators.
be with Mary.
Mary, that's
Maybe
tomorrow, right?
tomorrow, yes.
Woohoo! Yay, yay, yay.
Yeah, and thanks, moderators, for making this a safe place. And we'll see y'all later, everybody. All right.
Hey, bye
Bye bye.
bye.